Welcome back to the Half-Inch Wrench Crew. In this episode, we take my old ghost hunting buddy Joe Roberts. He's going out tonight with us. We got Shelby, your favorite. We're gonna go down in the spooky woods. Try not to get eaten. We're doing a giveaway in this video for a chance to win a night vision monocular. Simply like the video, comment on the video, and be a subscriber. We picked a random person out of the comments and we announce the winner at the end of next week's episode. The winner from the last week's episode will be at the end of this video. We hope you guys enjoy. What was that?
That was the
pew.
Pew pew.
Joey, we've been ghost hunting in the past. What kind of things have me and you experienced back when we used to drag a giant video camera around that you inserted VHS tapes into, like good old days?
Stuff that would not be too good if you went back. I know I made them mad.
Oh yeah. You still got some really good EVPs still to this day on the same recorder.
Yep.
I may have to steal this from you one day and let everybody hear them. This one time Joe was sitting there and we kept hearing this scratching sound while we was doing our research, if you want to call it that. And I look up above Joe, and on the concrete there's these 3 great big Trinity scratches behind him that were not there before. Little kids giggling and stuff. Scary stuff.
There. Nope.
We was in a morgue that somebody turned into an apartment, and we went down and found an embalming table, and I was like, we hope that nobody's using this.
Matter of fact, I don't even know what happened in that video. I can't find it nowhere.
It's an old VHS tape, I know that. Because our battery was bad and we had to carry an extension cord with us.
I remember that.
And I'll switch over to the night vision right. Boop. There we go. Little goal tonight. Let's go down in the woods a little ways before we break out the drone and see if we can get some kind of activity kicked up. And when we get back, we'll deploy the drone and do some panning around. The trees are so green right now that drone it can't see a whole lot on the ground, so I have to go a lot slower, and I cannot go as far because for one, I can't see it, and 2, it loses the signal, the broadcast signal, real easy. When it does that, it immediately comes back home and lands, and it's a
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, $6,800 right there, and I don't want to lose it.
It'd be scary to go find it.
Took years to get that. Years. What was that?
Something in the woods. Uh-oh. Tonight's the night. Hopefully.
I heard some hound dogs.
Other night it was raining out here, and I heard it was raining pretty good, enough for me, the dog just ran and go potty, and I just had the back door open looking outside, and I heard birds down there just whistling, you know, like that, just over and over and over. I'm like, what birds do that in the rain? It's kind of weird, ain't it?
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. I don't remember what time it was.
What's going on there? heard it moving. Joe, did you hear that? The sticks break? Something walking? Let's hear my old ghost hunting, buddy. Should I break out the spirit box while we're doing this? So I'm just gonna say it. We got more activity here when we used to use this.
I think we probably should.
Just to see, because this place is haunted, and I mean haunted.
Yeah, who knows if it's a Sasquatch? It's probably just a demon.
Skin resident.
It'd be like what happened years ago over on Blue Mountain.
What happened?
Cemetery-wise, from my understanding, what I was told when I was a kid, they'd done satanic rituals.
See, our grandma always told us that too. That graveyard back there?
Yep.
By the sea
Yep.
trees.
That could be a lot of problem going on around here.
Yeah.
Besides
Now-
Bigfoot.
See, my grandma drove up on them.
Yeah. She didn't know what they was doing.
They probably conjured up something that's...
Followed her home.
See, and people theorize about the whole dog man thing, about it being just another cryptid creature, and then they was summoned because Garbo and stuff talk about the hellhound and the devil's hellhounds, and maybe those things are conjured because it's like I've listened to a lot of encounters, and there's some where people are pretty much what? What's that? Listen.
There ain't no horses around here besides up the road.
What was that? That was a scream. Listen. That came from up there where them two whoops come from that night. Didn't that sound like my death whistle?
Did. See? Go ahead and talk about it.
Anyway, I've heard of all these encounters where people just barely escape by the skin on their teeth. Or these things trying to get eaten. But then there's people that tell their encounter like these things were feeding off of their fear. Like they just would get right up to you and not get you. Just to feed off your fear, just see how scared you'd get. And then when Cody got chased by that thing, that's what it was doing. It was toying with him. And you talked to him today because you couldn't talk to him about it much when it first happened. It was just a no, I don't want to talk about it because it was a bad deal for him. But now, today, if you talk to him...
Well, I know that time there at Millstreams, I know what I witnessed.
But Cody thinks that it might have been... It might have had ears.
When have you seen or heard me getting lost in the woods?
Never. Never. That was a weird night. I thought I lost you. I thought you were about to be a missing 411.
Hey, you remember that time? Adam wasn't at the house, but it was me, you, and your boys and my dad, and we kept hearing to get help coming from up top of the mountain behind the old house. Me and you drove up there.
Back in the yellow tank dirt bike days.
Yeah, me and
At
you
the
drove
old
up there
house.
on that middle of the night in Dad's truck.
Sound like a kid up there yelling, help, Dad, Dad, help.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got up there and it was back towards the house.
Yeah, you remember that? We just left.
Nope.
Okay, it's not a person.
I hated being up there anyways. That's what we got.
That did fit. Yeah, it was a weird place. I never went up there at night. Never, ever.
Me and Joe did. I was brave. No.
No.
You know what you should do is take that. Remember that?
I'd like to film an episode up there.
Now they got two gates up there.
Do you remember that time that Dad had that red F-250?
One with the holes in the floorboard?
Red
Yeah.
road so rough going up that hill. And they took us down to the river.
Yeah, and they made us jump in.
Yeah, and we were sitting down there fishing. You remember that? And Mom's like, get in the truck. And we're like, well, Mom. And she's like, just get in the truck, hurry. Remember that?
In the bed
And her and Dad were looking up on the hill.
I remember that.
How come Mom and Dad don't remember that?
I don't know. I remember that though.
Me, you, and Alex got in the bed of the truck. And
Dad flew up that hill.
yeah, we got out there quickly. Now, does that Josh, our other crew member that unfortunately can't make it to much of these episodes, he told me a story where him, friends or family, I don't remember, were out fishing.
Yeah.
And when they were leaving, something chased them out of there.
It's over there.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
But something chased them out of there. And he said, whatever it was, like they speculated that it was a panther. But he said he don't think it was a panther. And part of me thinks, was it a Sasquatch? Was it a dogman? Was it a crawler? Was it one of those things that goes
window flow?
It's just still too close. It's the same as cussing.
It's the same as cussing. That's something we've had happening a lot. Black SUVs all murdered out going down the road a lot.
We had, me and Shelby was deploying the drone, like in the process of getting it in the air, and SUV pulled up out here and stopped. And we stopped what we was doing to go see who was here. And when we got up there, this black SUV takes off and goes down the road on the gravel. We walked by. It was cold then. We walked back here like, man, that was weird. That was really weird. I think we just landed the drone with swapping a battery out, I think is what we were doing. And we stopped filming because we thought somebody was here. Because it sounded like I pulled up in front of the house.
I was watching that Hellbent Holler, and they had the same thing happen to them that happened to us. All their bones got taken. All the bones they found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened here.
Happened here too.
Those bones we found down there, and we called state, and they sent the sheriff's department out here, and they did their best to identify it. They had one sheriff's deputy stayed down here with us, and the other deputy had to drive up here to the top of the hill to get cell phone signal to send pictures to the local anthropologist to see what kind of bones they were, because they were like, these now, them look human. And he said, the density's wrong for human, but he said, that's not any animal I've seen. Because it looked like a freaking leg, didn't it?
Yeah, I've seen
it looked like a human leg. Well,
something cleaned them out.
They left them there. It's like, don't touch them. He says they're not human, so we're just going to leave it alone. Okay, whatever. We left them down there, and I contacted some other researchers that got connection with some anthropologists, and we were going to send them bones to them so they could run some tests. And we go down there to get the bones, and they are gone. And one could say, well, the water washed them away. No. There was no high water. Everything that was there, like the glass, the seashells, everything was still there. Well, the clam, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the shells, everything was there.
But the bones
and all the little bitty, teeny tiny bones, every freaking one of them gone.
They come back in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And now
they know what it is.
We've documented it, and it's on our channel. And now we have no answers, none, and we have no idea who took them, where they went, or why. I'm like, what the heck, you know?
I was too spooked.
And those two deputies, they were there.
Yeah, they were there. I don't think it was our county deputies. I think it's
no. We ain't got no kind of budget for that. You know how many missing people have been in this town and nothing got done about it because they don't have the resources?
It sounds like some uproot.
Yeah. See, I think that whoever they contacted someone else. And
that's the exact reason I called state on it, is because I knew that about our sheriff's department. They do not have the resources to do what needs to be done to find out what this is, because there was still meat on them. It was partially fresh. How many deer have we quartered? You know, processed. Do the front shoulders have sockets? No, they have shoulder blades. They don't have sockets. The hips have sockets. This was a rear leg with 2 lowers, not like a quadruped, like a bioped, and it had a socket. And I'd never seen pores in the bone like this had. I was like, ugh, what the heck is this? And at the time, they had a missing boy in town. I don't want to mention any names, but you know what I'm talking about. A big deal. And that's what I was thinking, like maybe somebody tried to dispose and, upriver. And that's what was going through my mind, which they ended up recovering his body in city limits, but yeah, like that. Someone pulled up. Did the car just not pull up?
I heard it.
Alright, start. So, Joe is in a power line tree trimming company. I don't want to give away any details on that. But he trims trees. And here a while back, it's been a minute. Tell us what happened. You and your boy worked together.
It was cutting out right away. Then he spotted something across the field. Probably, oh gosh, good 500-600 yards. There's snow on the ground. He spotted it. He told me I couldn't see it, and he pointed at it, and I seen it. Did a wood knock, knocked back, like that, a little bit of nothing. So we went back to work. He's like, well, let's take a look over there, see if it's still over there. Nothing.
The mass was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah, and you get out into some pretty hairy, royal areas when you do your job.
Yeah. And we went back to work. Next thing you know, we started hearing stuff. Thought maybe it's acorns. Well, that time of year, there's no acorns on trees. We just have rocks thrown at us.
It's on rocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he had to go to the bathroom. Went up top of the little mountain there. He come back. He seen a big cave up there that was big enough for the Sasquatch to live in.
That's down
That's down
Marble Hill area?
Yeah, around Marble Hill area.
Yeah, that's a woolly booger place down there.
Yeah.
My buddy Billy's seen and heard some wicked stuff down there.
And that's it. That's it. Went back there next day, nothing.
Wow. I remember Dustin sending me a picture. He did his best to get a picture and circled it. But you can't.
Can't really make it out.
No, you can't.
But
Not without having a camera like I'm holding.
500-600 yards, you would think you wouldn't be able to see it, but you,
It was that big, huh?
yeah, you can see it plain as daylight.
Here you go, Joe. I found it.
Okay, so what are you doing now, Shelby?
I'm showing Joe that
You got a weird breathing sound in the security camera.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that now.
the thing is,
That don't sound like breathing, that sounds like growling.
that sounds like something demonic's at our front door.
Yeah.
Me, Shelby, and Miguel and Jason Brewington were at my house doing this, getting ready to film, sitting around the fire, just listening, documenting, having a powwow basically. And Sabrina's like, there's something outside. And we all rushed over here.
And she sends help. She's scared. And she's a pretty brave girl.
Yeah. And she had rocks clacked and thrown at her up at the little bridge. I mean, you went fishing at the time? Shelby and Sabrina sat down in front of the camera and did an interview, and she talked about how it was throwing rocks at her and the kids while they were fishing, and then it would like clack and rub rocks together.
I still can't figure out what I heard over at your house at those 2 times.
Yeah, you're going to hear some weird stuff in my place, I promise you.
We had a researcher here, and we had that thing scream. There it is again. The thing screamed. He's like, what the fuck was that? Sorry, my language. But we're like, you're a professional. Like, tell us.
That I heard about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then about 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, different day or different night. Sounded like a hoot owl. Then all of a sudden it went into a hyena laugh.
Uh-huh.
That's what I heard.
It's weird, ain't it?
Yeah.
That thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying so hard to catch that. And it gets so exhausting trying to catch that. And I think one night, was it me and you? No, it was me and Zach were standing there. Just doing something to the front of his Jeep. I think we were adjusting aligning the front end on it. And that thing did that like 5 times. And I got my phone out, and it quit. I was so mad. I was cussing. Oh, man, I was mad.
It sounded like it was like...
I threw my phone twice, Joe, trying to record it. I got my phone, like, there it is. And I remember I picked it up, and then I grabbed it and turned it on, and I dropped it again. And oh, man, I was so mad.
But the first time I heard it, it was to my left. It didn't sound very far away. Back where my other tree stands at. That was the first time I heard it. The second time I heard it was like a week or 2 later. And it was over here on the right side, where your Brittany stands at, over on that side.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Now, where your big tree stands at, your 2-person?
Yeah.
That, when Brittany and Emma heard something in the tree line talking, like it was saying hello. And Emma said, Mom, did you say hello? Because Brittany didn't hear it. They had this... We have this system. We take our trash bags out on the back porch. We have a trailer hooked up to our lawnmower. And we throw the trash bags off into the trailer of the lawnmower. And when the trailer's full, we take it up to our dump.
It's a cat. Makes you jumpy, don't it?
Yeah, it's like, what was that? Oh, it's a cat. Meow. Got a cat in heat. Anyway, so they throw the bag over. It lands on the side of the trailer and busts the bag open. So Brittany grabs the bag. Emma goes with her to help pick up the trash, put it back in the trash bag. Brittany's picking trash up, and Emma says, Mom, did you say hello? Brittany's like, no. And she thought she pocket dialed somebody. She got her phone out thinking she pocket dialed somebody, and then she heard it over the tree line by where your tree stood in that direction. Hello? And Brittany said, nope. Come on, we're going inside. She said, Dixie stood up, was sleeping on the back porch, and over here stood up, she started growling. And you know Dixie, she don't do that. Not just out of the blue like that. So Brittany gets Emma inside, gets the dog inside, grabs the rifle, goes back outside, and me and Miguel were over here. We were here.
That's right. Yeah.
I think Miguel is our key factor here. Miguel,
Come back.
get your butt down here.
Must like
But
him.
we rush over there, And in the process, she said when she went up down the back porch, she heard it walk from where those green shingles are at towards your tree stand.
And to think here, I've been going in there before daylight.
Not telling you.
You know, you got to stick with a pointy tip on it.
And
Well, we don't tell nobody that.
Yeah, I was burning trash. We use paper plates, so I just burn them, you know, and keep the trash can. I had a little bitty pocket light, a little one I always had, and I happened to look up, and right there, at the corner of the house, it was bent over, about equal with the window, head was poking around the corner. It scared the ever-living. It scared me. I went like this, straight to the ground, and walked to the back door. It scared me. I felt different. That's probably the most scared I've ever been in my life.
I know I've heard stuff out here and at your house.
Remember that night you had that wood knocking competition with that one across the river?
Oh, yeah. I think I made him mad.
Yeah. Is that me, Joe, standing there talking? Wood knock. I'm like, oh, we got the camera out of the car. Grab the camera. We're talking. He's like, you know what? I'm going to wood knock. He goes over and he wood knocks. And it responded. But it was 4 times, wasn't it? Yeah, 4 good ones. Good one. I mean, it had that bend right there. I didn't have all of this. Boy, do I wish I did, man. We'd have some good stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen again.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year.
I probably shouldn't have done what I've done by getting that buck run out.
Yeah, it gets that deer grunt out and starts grunting to try to call it over here like there's a distressed deer. Like, it's gonna come over here and it's gonna be hungry, and you're gonna be the one out here.
You're gonna have a hurt foot because I'm gonna outrun you.
I'm gonna shoot you in the foot and leave.
You should do a video remake of that that one that Charge does and everything, kind of explain what everything that happened.
Do like a context video.
Yeah.
But you know, I think
I was
it wasn't
leaving
very
you.
long after that. That's when I had.
Okay, so Joe is big time hunter, goes hardcore. We were talking about the technology behind the hex suit. So you bought a full hex suit. Mm-hmm. We all went to deer camp. Didn't have much luck. So we went, when we got home from deer camp, me, you, Brittany, and my kids, because my kids hunt with me, decided to go to Millstreams, where I had my first what the hell was that. It was at the end of their road. And we went in there, and you had your full hex suit on, your full hex suit. Me and Brittany didn't, because, you know, we got kids. Everything within a mile is going to hear us. Chances of seeing a deer are pretty slim. But we still take the kids with us because we're a family. Tell us what happened, and then I will tell it from my point of view.
I went in where you showed me to go in, and I walked all the way across there to that Turkey Creek Trail on the backside of Silver Mines. Didn't realize I went that far. And I sat there for a little bit, smoked a cigarette, just enough time to be able to watch for deer, and the sun started going down. I started coming back the way I went in. Well, I got about halfway, maybe, and I noticed 2 trees that was bent like this, opposite directions. And I knew, no, that's not right. I didn't come in this way, so I just kept going.
Scared myself.
And kept getting darker and darker and darker. And it was like,
Where did all the time go?
yeah, where did it go?
Because we had plenty of time for a full evening hunt.
If it wasn't for Onyx, I would have been lost.
Onyx sponsor us.
Onyx saved my life that night. I know I had the experience because I've never gotten lost in the woods.
And there's missing time.
Yeah.
And
That's it. Well, we figure how long to get over there.
if you was
Right.
to walk the trail, paved asphalt trail to the beginning of Turkey Creek, I rode it on my scooter. Here, I'll put it this way. On my scooter, it takes 10 minutes. Running 15, 20 mile an hour on a scooter, just zipping through there. Walking, 35, 40 minutes. Now, where you walk in, me and Brittany walked to your right. We were to your right. Turkey Creek was on the right of us, but a little deeper. You would have had to have walked past me and Brittany and our kids through the thickest part of that place. And there is, I don't understand, you would have had to have run to go to Turkey Creek Trail and run back, and it'd still be dark somehow. And you felt like you walked in maybe, how many yards you think you walked? 200?
I couldn't tell you.
Because it's about 1,500 yards from where me and Brittany were sitting.
Me and you got lost, man.
Yeah, me and Shelby, we did, man. Yeah, we got turned around. I was like, it's just up here, and we were back on the asphalt trail. I'm like, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
It was dark, and me and Brittany were like, we'll meet you right here, Joe. We'll wait on you. We won't leave you in here. And you know the first dip,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the second dip.
Mm-hmm.
I told him right after that second dip, right there, and I read, just sit right there. We'll be off to the right of you. And that's exactly where me and Brittany went, was the second dip. We went up the dip, and we sat on that ridge. And somehow Joe got past us and went all the way to Turkey Creek Trail. He was almost Silver Mines.
That's a long walk.
He was almost Silver Mines. You know Turkey Creek Trail at Silver Mines?
Mm-hmm.
He was down there.
Damn.
He stopped to smoke a cigarette and decided to come back. And it was dark. And me and Brittany, we sat on the trail, had our lights out. I stayed here, and then Brittany went up the trail because there's that long straight stretch through there, and she went up to the bridge, and then she had her lights out, and we were yelling for Joe, whistling, yelling for Joe, and we weren't getting no response. I thought, oh my God, we lost Joe.
Something made Joe.
I was getting worried, like, did he fall? Is he down? Did he break a leg? I'm trying to call him. Nothing's happening. There's no signal out there. It was like, oh my God. And then somehow Joe come out above Brittany, closer to the parking lot.
And we left the hunting over there, what, 11:30? And you guys went straight over there, went hunting, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's like, it don't get dark till 6 during them times.
Yeah, we were.
You're in there for 5-6 hours, right?
It was in there a while. Yeah, we had a full hunt.
Yeah, we're timed up.
Exactly.
Kids took a nap and everything while we were in there.
But what didn't make any sense is when I turned around and went back the way I come in, then I see these two trees like this.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, where am? What? Whoa! What happened? Where am I?
Yeah, I wasn't like that when I come through.
Did you ever tell Joe about that guy with the Sasquatch walking up on the camper? He grabbed his dog.
Okay, yeah. So this is coming from a book. I don't know if it's out there. So this guy, I can't remember if it was some kind of job they were doing, and he had his camper, and he was going to be there till the job went down. I don't know if it was a logging company or if it was some kind of foundation company. I don't remember what they were doing. But him and his dog had his camper backed into this log trail. All right. So the sun's coming down. The sun is set. Still, you can still see. You're in like that golden hour as it's dying down. And he can see this thing walking up the log road towards this camper. And it's just walking like it ain't got a care in the world. And it's a Sasquatch. It's a Bigfoot. And he's, holy crap. This guy, for whatever reason, does not have a firearm in this area out there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you're camping, what could go wrong until it does. So he grabs his German Shepherd. He gets in the camper. This camper's got 2 doors on it. It's got a door in the front. It's got a door in the back. The bedroom's in the back. Bathroom, it's like a mid-bath style floor plan. And then the living and kitchen's in the front. His dog is sitting on the bed. He grabs a knife on the kitchen, and he's took a knee and crouched down in the bathroom, which is pretty well in the middle of the camper. He's got a knife in his hand. He's waiting on this thing. He watches it walk up. He can see its shadow on the windows walk past the camper. And he's got his knife, and he's like, is this thing going to try to get in this camper? What am I going to do? He probably should have gotten his truck, to be honest. Okay, so this thing passes, and then he starts hearing birds, like birds do when the sun comes up. He said, the sun's coming up. The sun's coming up. He said it never got dark. He said the sun was going down. The sun had set. It was getting dark. And then all of a sudden the sun's coming up, and the birds are singing. He's like, what is going on? He turns around and looks at his German Shepherd. His German Shepherd is sitting in a puddle of drool. The dog had been sitting there and was sitting there in a trance so long that it left a puddle on the bed of drool. So the dog was like dazed and confused. And he had no idea where all night went. He said it was like a matter of minutes. And it was the sun was coming up. He got the hell out of there. That's the weird stuff that happens that nobody wants to talk about.
What if that was to happen to us in here?
What if it has happened and we don't know it?
Yeah.
What if it's happening right now? What did you guys do if the sun started coming up?
I ate ice cream, so if I wake up and there's shit in my pants, I know what happened.
I know it's the first time I experienced a time lapse.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah. And when we left, whatever that was following us.
Yeah, well, we haven't finished the story. So we get Joe back to the trail.
Mm-hmm.
He's confused. He's mad. He's like, something's messing with me. He's kind of freaking out. He's like, I just walked in and walked out. And he said, it's dark and I'm lost. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. He's freaking out. I'm like, well, let's go back parking lot, because yeah, we'll get to the reason on the hex suit why that was important to the story. While we were walking out of this place, I've got Brittany and both my kids, little knuckle draggers, 7 and 8 years old at the time. Brittany's up front. We got the 2 kids, and then me and Joe are at the back. We're on an asphalt trail.
Mm-hmm.
We hear somebody walking behind us about 40 yards back.
Seems like it.
Clearly walking. I stop. Joe stops. It stops.
You hear it kind of.
We walked a little bit, and we kind of like, maybe there's some. Maybe we heard something. You hear it walking. We stop. It stopped. It would get like we would stop, and it would like a couple steps, and like, oh shit, stop. They stop. Oh, whoops,
It's making sure you guys leave.
It was pacing us out.
There wasn't like 4 legs. It was. Boom, boom.
It sounded like one of us, because I was like, stop, because I got kids. Mm-hmm. I'm like, everybody stop.
Yeah, this time I'm already mad.
So
already.
I have
being stalked, and it's making me even more mad.
Yeah. So one of us, Brittany loads her gun. She chambers a bullet. She's walking forward. Me and Joe are chambered. I'm watching the sides, and Joe's chambered, walking backwards. and you could hear it the entire time we was walking out of there.
Oh my god.
And what's got me is it, if it was an animal, just curiosity, it would have been, you know how the trail zigzag through there.
Yeah.
Why did it stay on the trail? Why did it stay on the asphalt?
You knew it was quiet.
Because you know how the leaves, you know how it is in that place, how the leaves off the trail are real thick and bushy, but on the trail they've been trampled down a bunch and flattened, and they're not so loud.
I always got the spookies in there. That's why I don't hunt in there.
It's a spooky place.
Sammy had something happen to him too.
Yeah, so you know the food plots under how promising it looks. It's a great place to hunt.
Oh, yeah.
So I send Sam, never been out there. I send Sam out there. Sam goes out there, and what?
Nothing.
Okay. So Sam goes out there in the evening time. He checks it out and he hunts one of the food plots. Man, this place is awesome. He's got his crossbows out there. He said, man, I'm coming back in the morning and I'm bringing my tree climber. I'm going to sit in this tree right here. So he goes back in the morning, and you know how he is. He's like, hey, he'll get out there an hour before the sun comes up, and he'll be in that tree. So he gets there. It's about an hour and a half before the sun comes up. He gets out the truck. He gets his everything ready. He gets his tree climber on, and he takes about 2 steps. And he said he heard a god-awfulest scream, howl, yell. He said, I can't describe it. But he said, I put everything back in the truck, and he said, I got it back in the truck. And he said, I'm waiting for the sun to come up. And that's coming from Sam. He's not afraid. He's never had his what the hell was that. He just had the I don't know what the hell I heard.
Yeah.
And it spooked him enough that, you know, and that's how brave Sam is. He still hunted. He still had in his head, I'm going to hunt, but I'm going to wait till the sun comes up. And he sent everybody a message. Yeah, I got a message. He said, I don't know what it was, but I heard something scream out here. I just want everybody to know I'm at Millstreams. And I will be hunting here. And if I don't check back in, that's where I'm at. Like, wow.
You know, I've been mad, but don't go mess around with me like that. I didn't do nothing. Don't mess with me.
Old man Gilbert was found in the water just over here. No water in his lungs. Ruled to drowning. A man that grew up on that creek. A man that taught many children how to swim. Somehow,
That's
in
his shed too. Still.
Yeah, that's his old shed that's over there.
That was like, let's just take it down and rebuild it.
No.
Touch.
It'd be best just to leave it.
That shed, there was a house right there, the foundation's still there, it burnt. And then they put the mobile homes up. And then the dam broke, washed them away. And then it was a new one was put there. And Grandma's was here. And it was here a long time. She passed away and gave it all to Shelby. And then it burnt.
That house was haunted.
There was do you remember Dad's bumper pull camper, a big Catalina he had sat right there? And, you know, the old motorhome's there. That thing runs still. You know, we got to do a little work to it, but that thing runs.
It's our storage shed.
We ought to fix that up and use it on the channel.
We should.
But it only gets 4 miles a gallon. It's got a big bulk in it.
Go straight.
So, yeah, it sits there. But anyway, Dad had this big Catalina camper, and they have the outside stereo system on it. They got the outdoor speakers, the campsite speakers. It happened 2 or 3 times. The first time, Elias was Dad's little helper, and the trash didn't be taken out, and he wouldn't take trash out. He grabbed a bag of trash and he took it out there, And he was about halfway trash, and he dropped that bag of trash and come running back in. I was standing at the door watching him. And he come running, Dad, the cowman's out there. The cowman's out there. Because we were listening to a podcast or a story about a little boy seen the cowman. We was talking about Bigfoot because it had all the hair, and he thought it was cowman. It was a scary story. A lot of people probably be familiar with that story, but he come running in. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So I go out there and I get the bag, I throw it in there, and I hear music. I'm like, what the heck? Somebody is trespassing. Probably got a side-by-side down there at the catfish hole. And it's probably down there. Got the music playing on the side-by-side swimming. Which wouldn't really be that big of a deal as long as they asked for permission. And I started around the back of the house. As I'm coming down to see if there's somebody down here listening to music. The outdoor speakers are playing music on Dad's camper. But it's old music. Like there isn't a radio station that plays, Joe, I'm talking 30s, 40s music. Old black and white. It was old music. Like very first stages of vinyl record music. I'm like, what the hell? And I get right up to the door and it's playing this music. And I'm like, maybe, because Brittany was fishing that day over here. And I thought, well, maybe she turned the music on when she was fishing. And I went to go open the door, turn it off. Door's locked. I'm like, whoa, door's locked. No music. Quit.
Let me tell you something.
That happened to me twice, and it happened to Rainey one time.
That's why Grandma's radio was taken out of her house. Kept playing that music.
Are you serious?
Like, I got goosebumps.
You didn't know that happened? Yeah, I was telling Rainey about it, and she's like, that happened to me. She got out of it, or she come over here, and there was nobody here, and the music was playing, and she went to go see if Mom and Dad were in the camper, and she said, doors locked, and the music quit.
Yeah, that's what
she said it was old, weird music.
That's what Grandma took the radio out of her house.
Because that kept happening? That's wild. That gives me goosebumps, too.
Because remember, she had that old radio that had all the speakers in it.
Yeah, because the house came with the built-in sound system in the house. I remember that. It had speakers in it like it was like an office or something. We're getting ourselves all freaked out before we go in the woods, boys.
It's okay. I'm freaked out all the time. I only sleep 4 hours a night. Pretty used to it, though.
Now we're talking about paranormal stuff. I really shouldn't mess with this. I do know better. Why'd you jump?
It scared me.
What we got out?
Sonic fever.
Scarlet fever.
Not that version. We gotta put it on text. And it'll say kind.
It's the 5th kind.
We'll just sit that there. That's gonna ruin my bone bed.
They travel through the mirrors.
That's why we don't got any. Think smart.
Why would it say that?
He travels through the mirrors.
That's the longest thing I ever got out of that.
Saturate.
I thought it said Sasquatch.
I said Zachary.
Crush.
Crochet?
Crush?
I'm gonna call Zach, check on him. He ain't working on nothing by himself, is he?
What do you mean crush?
Orange Crush? I love that.
Force spirits.
What was that? You hear that? I'm gonna get my headlamp on and we're gonna go down there.
Okie doke.
This right here where we're standing, Shelby, his wife, and mom and dad have all seen one right here. They've all seen a Bigfoot. What did it say? Reserve. Reserve. The one the dad's seen, he said its eye shine was chrome, like white. What has white eye shine?
I don't know.
You hear that, Joe? Over here? Like something moving around? You're going too far. To our left?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm hearing it. That scared the hell out of me. I remember why I quit using this thing now. Definitely. This thing said definitely. Checking the trees. It's in a tree. Oh, I hear it. What the hell? Is it raining?
Getting there. Not going to rain until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
I hope not. My cases are open.
That's one thing wet that I felt got on my
I
head.
heard it hit the leaves too. like something drilling, looking down at us. There's something wet dripping on us here.
Really? I was over there peeing.
No way.
What did it say?
What are we looking at?
What it said?
Tree. That was weird. There's something in the trees and it says tree.
There's something up there. It's small. Some little tree.
Yeah. Those hooves.
Oh, it looks right.
I knew those were horse prints down there in the sand. How the hell are horse getting here?
Say Olite.
I don't know what it said. VOLLEYED. Volleyed. Was that you?
No.
Swear.
I got 2 rocks in my hands.
What is that? What is that? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not the house, is it? There's a light. I see a light. Can you knock? There you go. Oh my God. What the hell was that?
Turkey.
I think I'm gonna need a pair of underwear.
Pretty sure that was turkey.
That thing just took off. Okay.
Closed my eyes.
Yeah, that scared me. Maybe I think I turned around twice. I wasn't recording. We got a cat up there, but I wasn't a cat. I was loud. It sounded like a rock hitting a tree. Boom, but it came from that. It came from the haunted trailer. That's what I was hearing the other night, remember? You know, Grandpa actually shot at something looking in the cabin window when Mom was little. You know that?
Yeah.
She was telling me that the other day. And she kept telling Grandpa somebody was looking in her window. And Grandpa thought it was a peeping Tom.
Probably a one-eyed squatch out there.
He told Mom the next time it happened to get out of, slink her out of bed and army crawl in there to Grandpa's room. And when it did happened. Mom army crawled down the hallway, got Grandpa, he army crawled into the hallway and shot someone looking in the window. The window was open and the screen was there, and he actually shot something. Like, he seen it looking in the window, but he didn't have been 8 foot tall to look in that window.
Yeah, it's about the same height as that window.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do is be doing my morning poop or something, and something breathing up against the window.
Oh yeah, lovely. I think I get a curtain.
Yeah, I think I'm going to now. I thought you was gonna hit it.
So did the drone. The drone's like, hey!
Get over!
Alright, we're in here. Oh yeah, it's thick out there. A little hard.
I tried my hardest to keep this thing from shaking and staying in focus at the same time. It's a little complicated.
I'll take a look at this power line, see if there's anything poking around over there. People say they like power lines. They might be using them as trackways. But they might
Especially since someone cleared them.
That wasn't me. That was a different cruise.
What the heck is that? They can't even see us.
It's awful thick, ain't it?
Damn. There's something out there in that field, but I can't tell what it is. But the people would say, zoom in on that thing. It doesn't do you no good to zoom on a thermal.
It just gets blurry.
It just blows it up. It doesn't change it a bit. Oh. There's a couple cows out there. They're cows, ain't they? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a deer. Okay. Bring her back. Them rocks hold so much temperature. Get you excited, like, ooh, what that? How thick it is. deer out there. I don't know what that black thing is. What is that? It's cold, whatever it is. Huh. That's weird. Looking for white spots that move. Oh, calm down. A couple critters. Small critters. Bunch of little small critters out there in that field. Just want one just to run across that field, go out there and grab one of those possums or armadillos, whatever they are. Oh, signal. Here she comes. What is that? Something out there, see it? I don't know if I can get close enough. It's moving. I can't get close enough to it.
That's not good, huh? Out of range?
My heart monitor's going dead. Well, we'll never know what that was. We'll bring her in.
Bring her in. It's hard to see, ain't it?
Well, it's just I can't see nothing and I can't go very far.
I wonder why.
I need to be on top of a lookout tower.
It's Tom Sock Mountain, here we come. I accidentally hit the record button just now. I stopped recording and I hit record again. There it is.
Ticket mayor. That's what I'm calling the mayor. Alright. So, one of our next adventures, we are going to Washington, the big state of Washington. It's a 2.5 day drive for us. We are going to be up there to we're going to the Meadow Lines Falls Bigfoot Festival. I think I said that right. But we'll be stationed in Chewelaw. My cousin Jackson and his wife Michelle opened up a restaurant, and it has some killer barbecue. So to all of our Washington viewers, be sure to check out 8251 Barbecue. You can also find them at the Chewelaw, I think I'm saying it right, Chewelaw General Store? Chihuahua?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we're going to be there June 11th. We're going to be talking to some locals. We're going to do some poking around for a couple days. And then we're going to attend the Bigfoot Festival in Meadowlines. The 8251 Barbecue will be a vendor there. So we will not be a vendor. We will just be there. We're not like a special guest or nothing. We're not that famous. But we'll be around at the 8251 Barbecue Shack. If any of you guys are planning on attending the Bigfoot Festival, we will be there. So come check us out. We're trying to get a bunch of t-shirts together. We're waiting on them to get back with us. And then we're hoping we can have them all done by then. We're kind of at their mercy, and it's going to cost a ton of money to get them made. But if you guys be interested in t-shirts, comment down below that you guys want a t-shirt. This will be the logo on the t-shirt. We come up with that logo, thought it was pretty cool. So kind of the half-inch wrench screw in a nutshell, all in one picture. But the merchandise that we sell on YouTube is expensive. It's down below, and you can take and check it out. It's expensive. I don't come up with those prices. I wish I did. So to combat with that, depending on the price of the shirts, they will be cheaper than the merch that YouTube sells you. We will make an Etsy account and put them on Etsy, and we'll have assorted sizes, and they will be a limited supply. So when I do get the t-shirts, be sure to grab one while they last. And I think a few times throughout the year we'll get orders of shirts, and we'll do it that way. So that way you guys can afford shorts. That way you guys can afford shirts, and it will greatly support us. We won't make a whole lot of money off of them, but it will definitely go a long ways. All this stuff is expensive, and
Pretty much if you buy a shirt, it goes back into merch.
yeah, it'll go back into merch or batteries. I just pointed out to Shelby that
Our camera broke.
our camera has taken some serious beating. And there's a lot of gear and equipment that we still need, but yeah. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Them watch hours make a huge difference when it comes to our YouTube channel. It helps us get more engagement with the other people that haven't found our channel yet. It lets us know that we're actually doing a decent job of putting videos together. So thank you guys. And now it's time to announce last week's winner. So, and we'll just there's
What the fart nugget?
you broke it. You broke it. You broke it.
Let's go. I can see my future and it's looking bright. Not used to the light, I was born at night. But I'm used to a fight, not a new sight. Left, right, everybody roll the dice. No regrets when I finally leave. I'll finally be the final be a better me. My destiny is to invest in me. A quest to be the best, yeah, I'll let you free. From a world that's been feeling so wounded. I got dreams and they feel so lucid. I got dreams that they think are stupid. It's alright, sit back cause I do this. I don't take this life for granted, my mind's expanding. It's time for a fight, commanding the war. I want more, yeah, I said I want more. Took a life full of hooks, time to even the score. One life left, so I gotta make it count. Two bloody ends, work hard just to build it now. Three more doubts in my head, try to tear me down. But I won't let it show. Falling, scaring me alone through the struggle now. 5 toes dangle off the edge, don't look down. 6 feet deep, what will I leave when I'm underground? I don't know, let's go, but watch me go. Take a deep breath in, can you feel that? That's 1 in a billion, wait, 1 in a trillion. A life that's been given, a life that's worth living. I don't wanna miss it, I'll get up and get it. Cause I got a vision, I got ambitions, I've got the energy.